Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Threading and Dreading. I am joined once again by my friendly cohorts here.
I'm Paul. I'm the superhuman aficionado.
Correct, and he's already drunk. He pre-gamed before he got here.
I may or may not slur.
Yeah.
Oh, man. You know the worst sound in the world is when you can hear your own voice? I'm starting to be able to hear it. Like, I can hear my own accent. It's terrible.
No, I know what he's talking about. When I get very drunk, I start hearing myself.
Yeah. Like, have you ever
oh,
heard like a
God.
recording of your voice?
Yes.
And then after the recording, everything you say, you can hear it exactly the way the recording is. And it's obnoxious. It's terrible.
No, I agree with her.
Everybody loves the smell of their own brand, but nobody likes the sound of their own voice.
This is kind of true. And to the left of Paul, we have...
3-star Sapphire.
Correct. Joining us again. Thank you for coming back, Allison.
I'm on time this time, too.
Yes, you are.
She remembered.
Yep. And
I was told 3 times today.
yes.
You watched the videos the first time. You RSVP'd 2 hours before.
I know. And then I had a
then
beer
I started
and forgot.
Yeah.
And then I had the urge to herbal. Oh, why were you in a courtroom? I don't know.
I just was.
It seemed appropriate at the time.
And across from Alison, we have...
The neighbor girl.
Yay.
The girl next door.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's
The Projectionist.
It's Kim! Who apparently almost got abducted earlier today.
Well,
It was just a creepy
Maybe.
black van.
with New York license plates.
Oh, see,
Oh,
that was
well,
totally
that-
abduction right there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's the creepiest part right
You
Yeah.
you were too
And
old for
it
them.
had 666 in the license plate number.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's like doomed right there.
I know. I was
Dude.
told my mom, I was like, we're going to die.
Wow. Really nice. So what's everyone been up to recently?
I've been drinking.
Yes, you have been drinking. Quite a lot, apparently. In between inhaling the fumes in your apartment, you've been drinking.
It's not a whole lot of fumes. I bought masks.
Oh, wait. Really?
Well, yeah, I didn't wear the masks, but I did buy them.
So they were
They
in
were
his
there.
apartment. They were able to be used.
I wore the masks.
It's
when
like,
I
you
was
know,
sanding.
you have the condom
Okay.
in the room for sex, but, you know, just in case. You don't use it, but it is there, just in case.
It's there.
What?
I was like, what? Who uses those?
I feel like that's incredibly off topic.
It is. But, you know, our unofficial title of this is I Digress, so we go off topic all the fucking time.
Oh, dear Lord. Steve was trying to describe...
Topic with topic.
Exactly. Steve was describing these to somebody yesterday, and he was like, no. They watch 5 trailers, 7 trailers, 9 trailers. They talk about each one for about 30 seconds each. The rest of it is sex jokes, drunk jokes, and random bullshit. Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alison, you missed that last week. We decided that the unofficial name of this podcast is I Digress, because we get off topic so fucking much.
Again, there's a topic to this?
Did
I
you
thought we
see
were
the
just
trailers
going.
for last week? In my drunken state, I really want to
Yes.
see the Lego trailer. Lego
No,
movie.
yeah, I did watch them all. I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw them
I
too.
was
yeah.
almost going to call in. Where was I last week?
What? Call in. This isn't Skype.
No,
I know,
you were down in Slower Lower last week.
Oh, right, because it was Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh, right, because there was that snake show.
Yeah, the snake show.
Hey, you leave my snakes alone.
Uh-huh.
There's more than one?
Oh, my.
Actually, there's 4 in the house.
I don't think we're talking about penises anymore.
I don't think we are.
We've
Or maybe
multiplied.
we are.
Dun,
Uh-huh.
dun, dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
Where does Nate live?
Wow.
Steve, I'll be back. I'm going to go get milk and cigarettes
Snakes.
and snakes. I did tell him, you've seen my house.
Yeah.
So there's 2 storage rooms upstairs, and the one that I'm actually not using for storage. It could be a small room or like a detention center. Go to the storage room, fucker! But I walked to the park the other day, and my one bitch friend decided to correct me that they weren't ducks, they were geese. I don't really give a shit, because all I said was that I wanted ducks.
Yeah. And yet
Okay.
he posts a video of Canada geese. Like,
If
those
they were
aren't
so
geese.
Canadian,
I think
they
they're
shouldn't
geese.
be in Delaware.
They're migratory birds, dude.
They were
They're
small
migratory.
geese. That's dumb. They're not Canadian if they're migratory. They're
That's
traveling.
where they're from.
That's like saying, oh, Cirque du Soleil is Canadian because they had this one show in Canada. No. It's a traveling circus. They're traveling birds.
Okay, they're traveling Canada geese.
That's dumb. That's an even worse name. Regardless,
And we have residences, too.
we have what?
We have resident Canada geese, too.
They're
Fuckers
not
don't wanna
Canadian geese.
move.
They're U.S. geese.
But
They have social security numbers.
They should. They eat everything. Damn.
All right.
Well,
Anyway,
But we digress.
Yeah.
so
I digress. We get off a
ducks
tangent
are
of fucking
cute.
geese.
they are.
Wow.
So I want to get a
See,
duck.
I agreed. Get a duck.
I
Not
want
a
to get
goose.
a duck.
Those geese
no,
aren't
because
fun.
they're dirty. But I'm gonna get a
Absolutely.
duck, and I'm gonna name him Gordon after my friend Brent, whose last name is Gordon,
Okay.
who likes ducks. And I said to Steve, I'm gonna train him with all of my ideals. And he was like, please don't. I was like, why? And he's like, because the last thing I need is for my dog to fight a duck. So then I
That
did
would pretty
like,
much be epic, though. I
I
wonder who
said,
would
I
win.
was like, I would love to watch Appa fight a duck. I wouldn't even clip his wings. I would just have one of those little like tracker tags around his neck and put like a little like thing on there to click a leash to, and just have him up in the sky flying around. And then I'd
Wow.
tug him and I'd be like, Gordon, it's time to go inside. And then they would fight, and Appa would be on his hind legs fighting him, and Gordon would be flapping. And he was like, you do
The
that
fact that
impression
everybody
way
missed
too well.
was that there was actually a nice flapping motion along
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah.
That was pretty epic.
I had to set
Better
down
just
my
no
drink to
video.
flap.
Yeah.
I've always told Mike that we need to film these.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know, and I
really?
do believe
Ooh.
that after posting this podcast, you're going to get about 200, 300 letters from PETA.
So I made
About
this friend
duck
when
abuse.
Yeah.
I made this friend when I worked in Philly. We met because somebody came in a really ugly fur coat, and he said something about like we should throw red paint on her, and I was like, but what if she wanted it in red? And he's like, that's a good point. We should throw blue paint on her because nobody wants blue fur because then it looks tacky. And then we became friends.
Very nice.
Touching. Touching story.
PETA would love you
He
Yeah.
loved me.
for that and hate you for the duck.
Probably.
I was gonna say his duck would be like from regular show.
Oh,
Ducks.
yes.
I've never seen that show.
I'm sorry.
Regular show is fantastic.
I'm under
I
the
love
impression
that
that
show.
it's anything but regular.
Yes.
How did you know?
Never even heard of it.
It's one of the new shows on Cartoon Network, along with like Adventure Time and
There's like 4 or 5 shows that the guy who illustrates it does now.
yeah.
He's got this new show with this guy, and in the trailer, like, his face pops out of his chin, and then his face pops out of that chin, and then out of that chin.
What?
And then I changed the channel. I don't know. It's very
I
strange.
don't know
what
what
that
that
is.
is. That might be Uncle Grandpa, because I do believe Uncle Grandpa is about a retarded man. That's it.
That sounds familiar. I've been drinking, but that sounds familiar. I also seem to recall Steve giving me a very strange look as if I wrote this show. And I'm like, quit judging me. This is a commercial. Fuck you. I was watching Teen Titans Go.
Do you like that show?
No.
No, I don't either.
But he was watching it anyway.
Yeah,
That is
Paul does that a
besides
lot.
the point.
Yeah, Paul does that a lot.
Besides the
He
point.
watches something even though he doesn't like it.
Here's why I watched the entire episode, and here's why. So there used to be the show Teen Titans.
So he was
Yes.
drinking.
Which I love Teen Titans.
Right. I wasn't drinking. I might not have been drinking.
I'm like, I wasn't. Oh, wait. I might.
I
not
may
been.
have been drinking.
Time.
Sometimes I was just only using one hand because the other hand had a drink, and that's part of the story. But I watched.
And what was the other hand doing?
I don't know. Whatever the part of the story is: masturbating, giving a high five,
Exactly.
flicking a
Hailing
cigarette,
a
hailing
taxi
a taxi.
cab.
You know, it's very ironic.
Holding a leash to a duck.
Holding the duck's leash.
Half of that was Alanis Morissette. Half of it was random. happenstances.
We digress.
I watched it all the way through because I thought that because of the animated style of Teen Titans, that maybe it was like that remote control kid came in and changed the universe, and that's why it was so poorly illustrated. Didn't make any fucking sense. And then half an hour in, I was
I know
like,
what you're talking about. Yeah.
oh, this is just a show on its own,
Yeah.
And it doesn't make any sense.
and it doesn't make any fucking sense.
And
Although the episode I watched, the one story was pretty funny.
what was it?
The Cyborg, Beast Boy, and Robin went out for a boys' night out,
Yes.
and then
Starfire.
Because
wanted
they're
to
like
join them,
10, right?
right refused to let Starfire go with them because she wasn't crazy enough. So her and Raven break out of jail this villain named Jinx who can manipulate probability. She's basically the Scarlet Witch in mind makeup.
Yeah.
They just go on this rampage throughout town. Like they break.
Yeah.
She like hypercharges bumper cars, and they're just destroying shit. And then they get arrested, and they're put in the maximum facility cells. And they're like, "Well, so much for that night." And they're like, "But why does it have to end?" So they bust out of jail and they do it again. This is one of the times Steve looks at me and is judging me, and I'm like, "I didn't write this, but you're enjoying it." Yeah, but I was drinking.
Now
Did you see me?
that new Teen Titans Go show, it's It's almost like they created it just because of
Mad.
but also it was spawned off of the whole DC shorts thing. It was
Oh,
originally
yeah.
it was a DC short, and they
Okay.
said, "Oh, well, let's bring back the whole cast again," which I thought would be cool. But I wanted to see the original series again.
Have you seen the online DC short for Wonder Woman?
No.
Wonder Woman.
It was really cool. It's like 60s or 70s,
Okay.
and the pilot guy crash lands,
Mhm.
and it's kind of from his perspective, but not. Two Amazons come to arrest him, and Diana shows up in like her Corvette and her bell bottoms,
Okay.
and they're like, "Back off, princess!" And then Giganta, who is apparently also an Amazon,
Mm-hmm.
she comes after him, and then she's fighting Giganta in this like really strange art style with this big 60s feel. It sounds really dumb. It looked really cool.
Huh.
I was like, this is fucking stupid, but so awesome.
Some of those DC shorts were actually really creative. There's one with
What's up, folks?
what?
She said that you're fat like a pig.
Yeah, I am. There's one with Superman grounding Supergirl that in and of itself doesn't sound funny, but it actually was pretty creative.
What he said? You're grounded. You can't fly anymore.
Yeah. They basically said to her, "Okay, you're being punished for doing bloody blah time, and you can't leave the house," which is the Ken's house in Smallville. So she goes to leave, and he's just standing there like, "You're not leaving," and they just have this big fight, just beating the shit out of each other.
I feel like the most disciplinary person in DC though would be Batman.
Mm-hmm.
So he could stand there, and she wouldn't even try to walk out of that house.
Yeah.
She'd be like, "You're mortal. You have no superpowers. You're a whore.
Batman.
You're basically Iron Man. I'm gonna stay inside."
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
It's the middle of the day, and you can see me, so you can watch me fuck your day up.
Yeah.
It's like I saw a thing, and I know that we're going to touch on certain topics later,
Mhm.
but I saw a thing today, and I shared it, and it was the Superman symbol
Yeah.
from Man of Steel, and it
Mhm.
says,
I saw
"This means hope." And then it was the little Batarang symbol from The Dark Knight, and it says, "This means I'm about to feed you your kneecaps."
Yeah. That's damn right.
I love Bruce so much.
Now, before we actually get into any news or anything else,
We've been
I wanted
recording for
to-
an hour.
yeah, we'll record for-
5
yeah.
hours later.
Hey, every podcast
And
is
we
going to go subsequently another
haven't-
2 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, 5 hours in.
Okay, let's get on
they
topic
haven't-
now, yeah.
They haven't gotten on topic yet.
But I did want to bring this up because this occurred last night. Kim and I went to see You're Next last night.
What's
Oh.
that?
It's a film that came out. It actually debuted last year at South by Southwest. Or actually this past South by Southwest. So the film debuted there. It's a pretty small budget horror film. Has to do with a family getting together for an anniversary celebration, and shit just goes bad. People start attacking the house, people start dying left and right, and the only one really defending the house is this girlfriend of one of the guys.
Is she really butch?
No.
No.
Is she a hit girl?
She's Australian.
She's an Australian. I
She's
forget
like
the
an
actress's
Australian hit girl.
name.
Good
Yeah.
call.
Does she use a boomerang?
No.
No.
Sorry.
Wow!
That would be nice, but no.
She's
not
like
a boomerang.
soccer. She's like, "Come back, boomerang! Pop! Water tribe,
Nice.
mate,
Take you down under.
mate." I
Anyway.
feel like anything's Australian if you say mate after it. Unless you
day,
say it
mate.
with a British accent, and then it's suddenly English, because apparently they say the same thing.
The film itself was okay.
Ah.
I liked it.
That was
It
the
has
summary of the film.
no.
I
The
like,
summary of the
Mike
film
is
was
like,
okay.
It was okay. Kim's like,
No. It
Well, my opinion
has-
might be skewed.
yeah, which is
For
why
another
we'll talk about this
reason.
in a second.
Kim was like, "Look at my ankles. Can you see all of the cutting I did during that movie?"
Oh, wow.
ran out of wrist space. I had to.
Damn.
Oh.
Let me pull down my leggings so you can see the horror this movie put me through.
Dark.
Look under my fingernails. There's track marks. I didn't
Wow.
have enough smack to help me through this movie.
God.
But we digress.
We digress.
We digress.
Anyway, the film has a lot of problems, but I liked it. Now, I bring this up because, Kim, I want you to tell the story.
And
So,
she not. She shakes
She-
her head.
she had probably the worst experience she's ever had in a movie. You go ahead.
Okay. It was. Okay. I'm
Oh, sorry.
sorry.
Paul's doing a little jig over here.
Shake it up, Paul.
I was getting another drink.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Paul.
Up by the end of this.
My story isn't that long.
No, not my story, my podcast.
So we were sitting in the movie theater watching the movie, and I felt like something on my leg, and it was like I was just sitting normal, and it was just at the part that was part of my leg that was just over the
edge of the
seat
seat.
cushion.
Yeah.
So I like went to like brush it, and I felt something there, and thank God that it was like at a loud part of the movie, because I said pretty loudly, I was like, "What the fuck is on my leg?" Oh my God. And I just like lifted my legs up. There was some sort of bug, I don't know what, and it bit my leg, and I had a bug bite on my leg when we left.
Yeah, and
Ew.
with Kim's fear of bugs,
I loathe bugs.
yeah, Kim is petrified of them, and with the fact that it's in the middle of a theater, there's not a whole lot you can do.
Yeah, I couldn't see. I don't know what it was, and then so for the rest of the movie, I just had my legs up the whole time, so nothing could like crawl on me from the floor if it was still alive.
And she looked so pissed off for the rest of the
I
film.
was so angry.
So when it came out, I said, "Was that like the worst experience you've ever had in a film?" And you pretty much
Basically.
yeah.
So that may have skewed my opinion of the movie, but I was not happy. When I left.
So it was not only a bad film, but you had a bad experience.
Yes,
It wasn't
exactly.
it wasn't
Topping
that
off
bad
the
of a movie.
terribleness of the film.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah.
It
fun
wasn't
night.
that
telling
bad.
you, I'm terrible. Here's a bug.
Yeah. I don't know. If the movie was like, it wasn't dumb enough to be good to where you could make fun of it and have it be funny, but it definitely wasn't by any means good enough to be good.
Yeah, I think Paul made himself a triple White Russian.
I think
So-
it's mostly vodka on the rocks with a splash
No.
of cream.
There's only a little bit of vodka, actually. It's just strong vodka.
It's just
Yeah,
vodka.
you realize Kahlua has alcohol in it?
Yeah, there's a lot of Kahlua.
That's what
Okay,
it
so
is.
it's Kahlua on
Too
the
much
rocks with
Kahlua.
a splash of vodka.
There's no such thing.
But before we get in the news, what is everyone drinking?
I'm drinking a White Russian.
As always,
I'm on my second White Russian.
after
And before I came here, I had 2 really strong rum and cokes. Steve gets this rum, I don't think it's Puerto Rican rum. It might be Puerto Rican rum. From Kirkland. It's Kirkland brand. It's Costco brand.
yeah,
It's delicious. It's strong. It's delicious.
very nice.
So I ignored the dogs while I drank. That's actually not true. I cradled them both like babies. Appa hates it.
Allison, what have you got?
I've got a berry wise.
From
I never know how to pronounce it.
Leinenkugel.
Exactly.
That is how you
Mike said
pronounce
for
it.
me.
It's pronounced Leinenkugel. Yes.
Sure.
It's a very
it is.
good. I believe it's Wisconsin brewery. Yeah.
I feel like if you said that in Germany, you would offend like 4 different people.
It's
in
Chippewa
Republic.
Falls, Wisconsin, and Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Yeah, Wisconsin. Thought so. But yeah.
I
No,
mean-
Leinenkugel's good. I like a lot of their brews. Their summer shanty's really good too.
It's the beer for people who
shanty.
don't like beers.
Well, there you go.
If your
It's very
girlfriend wasn't
sweet.
sitting right here, the amount of times she said something Kugel, I would just, you're gay.
What is? Hold on. We need to stop. Why is it every time I talk about a beer, you say I'm gay?
Because you buy the most
I'm
frou-frou
gay.
beers.
Okay, I didn't even bring that. She brought that.
But
I
you
did
can
not-
say it.
So I can say Leinenkugel. How is that a problem?
Gay.
Oh my god. Anyway, Kim, what are you drinking?
Nothing, 'cause it's empty.
Yeah, don't worry, mine's empty
Okay,
too. But I
what did
drank
you just
mine.
finish?
Chug a
I
lug,
think it
chug
was
a
the same
lug.
thing I had last week.
I think you had the same items last week. This week you have a Blue Moon.
It was?
Yeah, Blue Moon.
Basically pumpkin.
Okay.
Pumpkin's out already for
Yep.
stuff?
Yep. Pumpkin. A lot of the pumpkin ales are already coming out. They released them earlier now. Yeah.
Yeah, you weren't here
Oktoberfest
last
is out.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they didn't release pumpkin till at least
Well,
mid-September.
Dogfish comes out February. Wow.
February.
pumpkins
They're
are
gonna be a
Dogfish
little
comes
late.
out September 1st. Sorry.
But the pumpkins aren't even ready yet, so how are they getting pumpkin ale?
That's a good question.
Because it's
Maybe they
artificial
make-
flavoring?
Oh.
Or
That's
that.
probably true.
I
Or
was
just
gonna
be
say
like
they just
Kim
have
and just tap a
special-
pumpkin, just put a straw into a
Yep,
pumpkin.
that's what I do. That's how I drink my pumpkin ale.
Dude, I went to a distillery and they said that they made pine tree. God, I don't remember what it was.
Pine tree ale?
Pine tree vodka.
Isn't that called
Ew.
maple?
Yeah, I think it'd just be maple.
No. They literally
Sap?
threw
Like needle.
a pine, like a Christmas tree, into their distilling thing.
Why?
And they were like, It tastes like a Christmas tree.
Because
But
you
I
want
would
to eat
rather
your Christmas
smell-
tree.
Right, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I am
Fine,
not
not
that.
Yeah,
drink
that's what I
pine.
was like. I'm
Because
like,
after
are
the
you
holidays, what do you want
serious?
to do with your tree instead of throwing it out? I think I
wanna
want to
drink
eat my
it.
tree.
I want to drink my
Why not
Christmas
just
tree.
drink the water that you use
Yeah.
to water your tree?
Good God.
I feel like you'd be better off drinking bong water.
Pretty much.
Did you say
Jesus.
pond water?
Bong.
Bong.
Oh, bong water.
It's disgusting. But I have a Samuel Adams White Lantern just because I like that it has
Nobody
lantern
asked
in
you.
it.
No, I'm just kidding.
Shut up, bitch.
Dude, aren't you like a black lantern or something?
No, I'm a Yellow Lantern.
Oh, close enough.
But it was the only one that had lantern
Slowly
on it, so I wanted
morphing
to
into
pick
a
up
red lantern.
I am slowly turning into a Red Lantern. Yes, I am.
Nobody
Or
invited
not
you.
so slowly.
I already kicked fucking, what's his name? Danny. I already kicked Danny out of my corpse.
Well, because you said he's a Black Lantern because he's a
'Cause he
ginger and has no
he
soul.
He is a ginger.
Yeah. But then Paul's the only one right now who's in the Red Lantern Corps in our group.
I tried to go blue. It just didn't work.
Nah.
Is that where you started?
No,
What?
he started red. He's
started
always
red.
been red.
Okay.
I tried to go blue. It just didn't work. Too many failed relationships and anger issues and 2 jobs, and I still work customer service. I'm
I
gonna stay
hate
red for a
customer
while.
service.
Yeah. Kim is hope though. Kim is a blue. I think
Except maybe when I'm
she's
at
turning
work.
red as well, but I think she's also blue. And
I'm gonna
Alison is, of course, the Star Sapphire. She's been that for a while. So
I have been. I'm pretty much setting it.
We only have one white lantern because only one of us has actually supplied the world with life, and that's Jess.
correct.
I feel like she was probably greed because she was all up on that cock. What?
Yeah.
I-oh.
No, Steve is green.
Hi-oh.
Not your Steve. Her Steve.
Yeah,
Because he owns so much shit.
he does have so much crap.
He does. Oh my god, I'm having trouble talking tonight. I
Hey, didn't we
apologize.
come here to like talk about movies?
Yeah, we came here to talk about movie news and trailers. Yes, we
Thanks,
did.
though.
So,
Dude, is there a picture?
yeah, we're gonna get into that in a moment. But
He won't let me see the picture.
no, we'll talk about it in a
looks
moment.
like a mostly naked woman.
Really?
I
I thought
it
it-
looked
I'm
like
gonna-
what did they call it? Sonograms?
You know what? Since you already
Just a
saw
quick
it,
Flash.
Oh my jeez! Are you pregnant?
Not that I know of.
how did I get the sonogram? No. But since you already saw those pictures, we'll talk about that first. What?
Wait,
Did
was
they
I
cut a
right?
bitch?
Was it mostly naked woman?
No, it's not.
Was it a
Aw.
sonogram?
It's actually a guy. First off.
Yeah,
And-
it kind of looked like, from my view, it kind of looked like somebody transforming into a werewolf.
Well, here's what it is.
Another werewolf?
And
movie?
we'll talk about the story first. It is DC unveils the new Lobo.
I love the new Lobo design.
Really?
Yes,
You like the new Lobo?
his structural design, his actual suit, and the markings on his arm, I think are so cool.
Now-
No, yeah, like I liked the big Lobo, but the big Lobo was what they viewed as big and badass then. Big and badass has changed. I love the new Lobo design.
Now, before we get any further, I want to let Kim and Allison know. Well, ask them. Do you know who Lobo is?
No clue.
I've heard that name used before
Yes.
when referring to werewolves.
It has
That's
nothing to
Lycan, dummy.
do.
Whatever.
No, Lobo is actually a character in the DC universe.
But wasn't there something? I feel like there was some.
Stop talking.
Fine.
Dude. You're an ass. Kim just stormed off.
Get
Heaven was
another
like,
beer, dude.
"Fuck
To
this
get
noise.
another
I'm
beer.
going home.
Lobo is actually a villain in the DC universe. He's typically
But he's neutral.
he can be neutral, but he's
one of
usually
those
up against
neutral
Superman.
villains?
Recently, he's been starring in the Deathstroke series, and he was actually in a little bit of the Brightest Day series.
Okay.
Lobo, for those of the people who don't know him, is basically just an interstellar mercenary who rides a motorcycle in space. That's really what he is. And the girls are not even listening to me at all, so I don't even
Yes,
know what I'm
we
talking
are.
I mean, of course I am.
about. Yeah,
We're
bullshit.
listening.
Bullshit. yeah.
I'm the drunk one.
Uh-huh. Anyway, so to summarize Lobo, he's an interstellar mercenary who rides a motorcycle in space. He's just a badass.
So he's big and he's buff and he wears a wife beater and a fucking leather coat.
yeah, and he has this
He's got a lot of
kinda-
chains. And
He has this alien dog who goes out with him, who's like a bulldog. And so I bring up Lobo because he's actually been designed. I have a little press release here about it. Since the New 52 began, the character Lobo has appeared a handful of times, namely in the story arc for the Deathstroke series. The character is set to make an appearance next month in the Justice League as part of Villains Month, but there's a catch. It's not the same Lobo. DC revealed today that the Lobo that has previously appeared in the New 52 comics was an imposter, and the real
Dun,
Lobo
dun,
is here to
dun.
take him out. And this is
Dun,
quotes
dun.
from one of the writers of the series. The Lobo you've seen so far in the New 52 is not what you think he is. In this one shot, you'll be introduced to the real Lobo, a ruthless killer. Lobo is on a quest to kill the man who has taken his name. So, I have 3 images here of the concept art for this new Lobo.
So
and
everybody's all pissed off because of what he looks like. I like the design.
he looks like Edward Cullen.
He doesn't look anything like Edward Cullen.
He looks like a fucking elf.
He's thin and he has
There's
white
nothing
skin,
wrong with elves.
and he has slicked
alright?
back hair.
Okay, so
Legolas was an elf.
I'm going to pass these
First
pictures around for you
He looks
guys.
more like Macklemore than he does like
Okay.
Edward Cullen.
Well, here's the first one. This one kind of looks more like the traditional Lobo, but...
This looks like Khal Drogo.
And by the way, I'll
Dude,
put up
I
links for you guys
totally
for this images. I'll
agree.
post a link to the website where I looked up the story so you can see the images yourself.
That guy
But
looks like
I
Khal Drogo. That's awesome.
I remember where I heard Lobo.
Actually, isn't it like
I think.
Khal Drogo?
Where did you hear Lobo
It was
from?
the name
Carl.
of some sort of
Carl.
wolf somewhere.
Uh-huh.
Khal, yeah.
Khal.
Khal.
Khal Drogo,
Khal.
yes.
I listened
Now,
to the book.
here's a second
Khaleesi.
one where I swear to God, this is just a little kid. This looks like Loki. I swear to God, this was like
This
fucking
is the
Loki.
one I like.
You like this thing?
Yes. His chest piece looks really cool. It actually has design to it. His old design didn't have any design. He didn't look interstellar. He looked like a zombie.
Biker. Look like a biker.
He looked like a zombie biker.
This guy kind of looks kind of feminine.
Exactly.
He's kind of dainty. Like the first picture was like this, like I'm gonna beat your ass and kill you,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it.
Yeah.
I'll
There's
agree
no
that this one
question.
looks more like Loki. He looks more like a sorcerer than
Yeah.
he does
Yeah.
a badass. But I like this design. This is the design that I saw that I like.
Okay. This can be further from what Lobo is, for my opinion. I like Lobo. I like him the way he is. If you want to redesign the guy, fine, but don't turn him into this skinny little shit.
It looks a little bit like, well, except not as dark, but it looks a little bit like a character in Dragon Age Origins.
Interesting.
Also, I don't read DC, so I really don't get
And
this
here's
shit.
the final one. And this is the one where I saw and I'm like, okay, he looks like the elf from Hellboy 2. You go ahead and take a look at that.
Hellboy 2. Where was
Yeah,
that
the
elf in
Rise of the
Hellboy
Golden
2?
Army.
The elf prince.
Oh, yeah.
He looks like every focus group's wet dream. Like everyone said, what do women like? Oh, well, he has to be fit, but he can't be really muscular, and he can't have any hair on him. It's like,
Why
what
not be
the
really
fuck is this
muscular?
bullshit? This is not Lobo.
I feel like what they do is they design things to piss off Mike.
Yes, they do. They really
So
do.
He has reasons to complain.
They say, who's going to
He
be pissed
doesn't
off the
need
most?
reasons to complain.
Ever.
Mike.
Thanks.
This is what we need to do.
I just don't like what they're doing. Like, if you wanted to change the guy around, fine, but keep him at his core what he still is, this interstellar badass biker.
So
you
he
know?
still could be that
So
at
you
his
like-
core.
Not when he looks
One.
like that.
Yes, he could. He could do anything he wants.
Anyway, moving on.
What? We digress? No.
We digress.
Bum, bum, bum. You know,
Here's
we
a story that
We
I
still
totally
haven't
took over
gotten
the couch,
to
Paul.
movie trailers.
No, we haven't gotten any
sorry.
trailers. But I have a few more stories I want to get through. One of them is actually one that'll probably crack Paul up. So I don't know if you know this, but there's actually a Hulk Hogan biopic coming out soon. And Hulk Hogan has
Biopic?
I call it a biopic.
What's a biopic?
A biopic
Isn't-
is a documentary.
Oh, a biopic. I'm gonna go with her word.
I say
Not-
biopic.
I
feel
thought
like
you-
I think you're saying it wrong.
It's not biopic, it's biopic.
I feel like hers sounds better. I'm gonna go with her on this. one.
Anyway, so there's a movie
Moving
coming out
on.
about Hulk Hogan, a documentary. It has to do with his life and his stresses and raising his fucking daughters and everything. Yeah,
Didn't they have a show for that already?
they did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so why do we need something else?
because it's gonna tell about his early life.
Yo, have you seen Jack Osborne? That motherfucker grew into himself.
Yeah, he did.
Word he did. I'd fuck him twice and once in the morning.
Now I just want to stop. We went from Hulk Hogan to Jack Osborne.
And
But I
we
know
digress.
how we got there.
I know how he
It
got
makes
there.
sense.
You know, reality
Isn't
show.
it terrifying?
Yeah, I know how he got there, but we digress. Anyway, the story is that Hulk Hogan wants Chris Hemsworth to play himself.
That's pretty fucking funny. I love that.
Would you like that?
No.
You would like to see Hemsworth playing Hulk
I
Hogan?
wouldn't like to see a movie about Hulk Hogan.
You want- but
I think the only person that can play Hulk Hogan is Mickey Rourke. I don't know why. This is the first ridiculous person that came to
Mickey
mind.
Rourke. I want to express the quote that Hulk Hogan had here. He said,
I
I
wanna
think
be
it needs
Thor."
to be a serious actor who knows what he's doing. You know who I thought would be good? That guy from that action movie, Thor. So he didn't even know who Chris Hemsworth was. He just said, oh, I want that guy.
Why? Because he's kind of bulky and blonde?
'Cause he's
Apparently.
hot.
I guess that's all it means.
Yeah. So whether that will happen or not remains to be seen. I doubt it'll happen, but I just thought that was pretty funny.
Chris Hemsworth isn't even the one of the three brothers that I want, and I still want him. He's not even my type, and I'm like, yeah, I'd still do you. There's 3 Hemsworth brothers. There's
Are they all in acting?
yes, but the third one is in like lesser known movies.
Yeah. Well,
So
there's Liam Hemsworth, who's
Chris
just in
and Liam.
Paranoia. Yeah.
Right. And then there's another one who's a little more cubbish. He's kind of got like a little belly.
Don't know him.
Yeah, I'd fuck him sideways.
Okay.
All kinds of, like, I'd get the Kama Sutra, and I'd be like, all right, pick a page.
Now, another story. This one will probably make Paul freak out. Is that Marvel and Hero Ventures
Why
will be...
is he aiming at me today?
I don't know.
This one's going to make him laugh. This one's going to make him cry.
Well,
This one's going to make him dissect.
Well,
Let's
and-
see how many emotions we can
and
all go
the
through.
final one is going to make you rage.
Oh my God. I'm going to get home and Steve's going to be like, what's your issue? Why are you so bipolar? I don't know what's going on. I'm processing so many things.
Marvel and Hero Ventures will be teaming up to create what's called the Marvel Experience. Now, Hero Ventures is actually a Los Angeles-based entertainment company, and they announced that they're teaming up with Marvel Entertainment to create what they call the Marvel Experience, which is an innovative traveling experience featuring dozens of Marvel iconic superheroes. The Marvel Experience is a first-person superhero adventure in which audiences will step into the Marvel Universe to become part of the story and the action. Elements tour between one-of-a-kind traveling dome, complex of 1 or 2 football fields, and it will include a 4D motion ride, a 3D animated feature, other components including a digital projected animation, comic motion origin stories, virtual reality, and holographic simulations.
I feel like this already exists.
I feel like you said a lot of words.
Universal
actually saying
Orlando.
that. Yeah,
Well, but
they're
you,
Yeah.
but it
Spider-Man
can't
now,
travel.
right?
This is going to be traveling amongst like different stadiums.
Oh, like a circus?
Yeah, it's like a circus. It's going to be traveling throughout America at different stadiums. You can go and experience
How are
Marvel.
you-
So it's
This
Marvel
is very
Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah, it's Marvel Cirque du Soleil.
That was a really good analogy, Paul.
I'm really, really smart when I'm drunk. I've got a lot of words up here. I just can't find them all the time. No, I saw Cirque du Soleil. They were like frogs and shit. I saw
Oh, you
Totem.
saw Totem,
Yeah,
right?
that was pretty fucking cool.
Paul's
Like
just
a
making
carnival,
sounds now.
but
That's
like
the
a
sound of
Marvel
this-
carnival.
Yeah, a Marvel carnival. That's a good way to call it. Paul is shit-faced.
Marvel
that last
Marvel
string did him
Circus,
in.
Marvel Circus. Marvel Circus.
Oh,
Marvel
Jesus Christ.
Circus,
Could
Marvel
you imagine
Circus.
like the Green Goblin, like as a clown? Woo! Little kids are like, oh my God! Fuck! Throwing their popcorn. Mom's gonna be pissed. Like,
They
I
already
spent
have that. It's
20
called
bucks on fucking
Spider-Man
popcorn.
Turn Off the Dark.
God, dude, I want to see that shit.
But yeah, so you're going to have Marvel Carnival showing up soon. Probably next year at some point next summer we'll be able to go to Philadelphia and experience this Marvel Carnival thing. So
I'm down with that.
What are they gonna do? Stick it in the Eagle Stadium or something?
well, it could be indoors. It could be like, well, it wouldn't be the Spectrum. It would be whatever
the Wells
The
Fargo
link?
Center.
Wells Fargo Center.
I want to
yes.
see somebody with rocket boots and an Iron Man suit. Just
that would be cool. I would love to see that.
it's probably also suicide.
Yeah. No, we have
We can only do this
Strap
once
a
per actor
couple
because they blow their
rockets
feet
to
off.
somebody's back. Rockets, mom.
So 2 more stories before we get to the trailers. First one is that Pirates of the Caribbean 5 has been greenlit and named. Now, we were discussing this just not that long ago. I forget who I was discussing it with. But Pirates of the Caribbean 4 actually did quite well. I don't know if you know that. But overseas, people loved it.
I hated his hair.
Who? Johnny Depp?
Allison, the snake charmer's texting you.
Oh, God. Allison,
Oh, Jesus Christ. My phone's been...
everyone is texting now. Okay.
I'm not texting.
Thank you, Kim.
Record.
We digress. Anyway,
How
so
did we digress? We're on.
Pirates of the Caribbean
Yeah,
5
that's what it was.
That's
Pirates.
has
it
been
was.
greenlit and named. This is Infamous.com has learned the title of the 5th Pirates of the Caribbean film, which will be Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead
We
Men
suck.
Tell No... Wow. Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales. Oh my
Tell
God.
no
I
tales?
cannot talk. Dead Men Tell No Tales. Harkening back to the famous line from the Disneyland attraction.
Sounds like a very long title.
It is a very long title, yeah. Now, screenwriter is actually
There's
Oh
a
my
cricket!
God, there's a huge well, no, that's not that big.
Is it a cricket
There's
or a
bigger
cave
ones.
cricket?
it's
It's
a
a
regular
regular.
cricket.
It's hopping
and it's hopping
everywhere.
everywhere.
No, that's my shoe.
Well,
Well,
Cricket handled.
no, a dead cricket.
Okay.
thank you, Paul. I appreciate that. The screenwriter is
Massacred
actually going
cricket.
to be Jeff Nathanson, who actually, I think he wrote the screenplay for Catch Me If You Can. Did anyone see that?
I saw that.
I saw.
And did you like it?
It
That's a Leo movie, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the first Leo movie I liked.
I really enjoyed that film. He's going to be writing the screenplay for this, so I'm actually excited for it. He's a solid screenwriter.
I hope it's solid, not like a liquid or a gaseous form.
Plasma gaseous.
Plasma, that'd be awkward. So messy.
And the directors are actually two guys who I hadn't heard of. I had to look them up for this. It's Joachim Ronning and Espen Sandberg. And
Nah, dude. Remember when we went to Taco Bell last Friday? That's who I brought.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
I was like, yo, these are my friends Joachim and... What was the other one?
Is it Joaquin?
Espen.
Espen.
Like Joaquin
That's what I said.
Phoenix?
No, Joachim. Not Joachim, it's Joachim.
Okay.
Are
I don't know
you
how it's
sure?
spelled, so I'm not trying
Oh,
to
wait,
be...
no, that was
Joachim.
You realize- So
Wait.
what's the point of this movie?
I was just going to ask, was there anything else about pirates?
No, there's nothing really else about pirates right now. It's
Yeah,
still
he
very...
keeps bitching that nobody calls him Captain.
Oh.
And he's got this strange obsession with rum.
Yeah, it's still
Can
very
you hear
early.
the
rum
I can hear the slur.
Yeah, it's still very early in pre-production. They're just starting to write the screenplay, so there's not a whole lot's
I
been
haven't
announced.
seen the last two, but I just didn't know if there was any other...
I like the third
anything
one.
else you wanted to say about it.
I saw parts of the fourth one, but I fell asleep.
The fourth one
I wasn't bored.
bad.
I was just really tired. I saw it at midnight.
I would put the fourth one not as good as the first, but better than the second or third.
I like the second and third. The second and third I compare to the first and second Paranormal Activity movies. Separate, I don't like them, but together they make one very good story.
I hated At World's End.
I hate you.
Dead Man's Chest is a decent film.
Which one's that?
That's the second one.
Okay.
The third one, there is so fucking much going on that I cannot tell what is happening in the story.
Well, it's not my fault that you weren't born with the God-given gift of ADD, being able to split your attention to 1,000 different places at once. I can't wait to listen to this.
Yeah.
What the fuck
Are you
was I
gonna
talking
yeah,
about?
Are you gonna remember this podcast?
Nah, he doesn't remember when he drinks, remember?
Yeah.
He loses time.
Once! One time! And that didn't happen! Fuck you, Erica! She's gonna listen to this and be like, my pussy hurts now, and just storm out of the room. And her Justin Bieber looking boyfriend's gonna be all
Anyway, so the final story that we're going to talk about is,
your
of
face.
course, the news that was announced last week, which is Ben Affleck being cast as Batman for the upcoming Man of Steel 2.
pissed. Kim, can you do me a favor? Can you break up with him? Because I can't break up with him, because I'm not dating him. But can you break up with him, please? Just to show how much I hate him.
Now, there's another side surround to this.
Alison,
which
just throw him out with me.
this hasn't been confirmed, but several websites are reporting that Bryan Cranston has been cast as Lex Luthor.
Now that'd be fucking awesome.
That would be cool. That
Who's
would
that?
The guy from Breaking Bad?
Malcolm
Who's
in the
that?
Middle.
The dad from Malcolm in the Middle.
You've never heard of Breaking Bad?
He's the
I've
chemist.
never watched Breaking Bad.
I've never watched it either. I still know who the actor is. He's the teacher. He's the meth?
Yeah, but I know
Yes.
who the dad is from Malcolm in the Middle.
I haven't caught up on Breaking Bad. I did watch the first couple seasons, but
I haven't caught up either. I've watched the commercials.
I haven't seen any.
No.
I really wanted to.
Everyone, if you're listening to this podcast, don't spoil it for me. I haven't seen any of the new season, but I did like the first two seasons. I loved the show, and I really want to get caught
watch
up.
the last season of Dexter, and I need to catch up with the current season.
But anyway, so again, Bryan Cranston casting as Lex Luthor, that would be fantastic.
Baller.
But Ben Affleck,
There's already a petition to get that motherfucker off this movie.
I know.
Nobody wants him on this movie. The only person that wants him on this movie
Is Ben Affleck.
Superman.
Henry Cavill.
No, the character Superman. Because nobody's gonna complain about anything Superman does in this movie. He could come in a Wonder Woman's outfit, and we'd be like, "Did you see Ben Affleck? He was terrible. He could be
No.
amazing."
You
And
don't
we'd be
know
like, "Did you-"
he's terrible.
Yeah, this is
until-
here's my thought, Paul. There
my
are
God,
so
that
many.
eye roll.
There are so many better people you could have cast for this. I agree with
I've
that.
actually seen a lot of fan pics for this that weren't necessarily people that I even knew. I had a couple of them I had to look into, but some of them I was like, "That'd be really cool."
Yeah,
And
like,
yeah, they were older, but I'm like, I mean, he fucking went to France or whatever with that one hooker, and he came back.
What?
And,
Who?
Well, he went to France. Wasn't it France that he went to in the end of Rises?
Oh, I don't know where he went.
He went to that one place with that one girl.
with that
Anne
cafe.
Hathaway.
Yeah, with that hooker.
Okay. Anyway, so
like it.
there are a lot of people who would have been better cast for this. Who would you have liked cast for this part?
Christian Bale.
No, they wouldn't have done it. Would never have happened.
That wasn't the question.
Okay, but I'm just saying, if it was a possibility, if it was an actual possibility, any actor besides Christian Bale, who would you have gotten?
I would have nixed Batman. I would have went for Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Nightwing. I would have done the Nightwing
I would have
movie.
liked that. I would have liked that, yes.
I would have done the Nightwing movie, and then I would have done you could have even done, like, the Dark Knight Nightwing, and Nightwing would have been the new Dark Knight, because Nightwing was the darker version of Robin, but not quite as dark as Batman.
Okay.
And it could have been Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Nightwing.
Okay.
And he could have been like, whatever happened to your mentor? And he'd be like, we don't want to talk about that.
Nice.
Batshit crazy.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-bop.
I don't know if that's
Now, in their defense, they don't want to tie in that Batman series into this universe.
Are you kidding me?
No, they don't want to do that.
So they're rebooting the whole fucking thing for this stupid-ass Superman movie?
Yes.
Fuck this. I hate DC so much. Are you fucking kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding
They do Dark
you.
Knight Rises last year. They fucking say that they're going to do the Man of Steel, and then that all of this shit's going to lead into Justice League. And then, 2015, is it? They're going to fucking reboot Batman to put him in the sequel of a shitty-ass superhero that can do everything? You can't bring this up when I'm drunk.
Oh my God.
This is dumb. This is dumb.
Okay, now,
And Ben Affleck sucks.
can I make an argument?
No.
Okay. Do you know who I would have liked cast for this role?
I don't care, but you're going to tell
Carl
me.
Urban.
I don't. Isn't he black?
Do you even know who Carl Urban is?
Nah, but his name sounds kind of urban.
Okay, did you see Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
Éomer.
I don't remember what Amir looks like.
Did you see Doom?
No.
Okay.
I've seen Doom.
Did you see Dredd? The remake of Dredd?
Sadly, no. I actually heard that.
Okay.
Was pretty good.
Did you see the new Star Trek films?
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, Bones in Star Trek.
He was Amir?
Alison knows who it is now. Yeah.
I know who it is.
That guy.
I didn't know he was Amir.
Yes.
For Batman?
Yeah, for Batman. But no, but if you had seen him in Dredd, you would think, okay, this guy could pull off a pretty decent Batman.
No.
Excited
I
for the
saw
whole
his
thing.
fighting in Red, and that was pretty awesome. And he was cool. And he's not Batman.
There's been too many Batmans.
But
There've
would
been
you
too
have
many
preferred him
Supermans.
over Ben Affleck?
I
Yeah.
prefer Meryl Streep over Ben Affleck.
Okay.
Meryl Streep.
Wow.
Wow. Did you ever
What
watch?
about Betty White?
No. Did you ever watch
Don't
Modern
go
Family?
Betty White.
No.
I saw a couple episodes, yeah.
There's an episode of Modern Family where somebody talks, the big gay character, I'm too drunk to think of names.
That guy.
Yeah,
Oh, that guy.
they take their daughter to, like, daycare, but it's Parents' Day, and this woman's talking to him about, I think it was Mamma Mia, and she's like, well, I liked it, but I wasn't sure that Meryl Streep was the right part. And he, like, is like, oh, okay. But on, like, the interview camera thing, he's like, Meryl Streep is always the right part. Meryl Streep could be Batman, and she'd be the right part.
Very nice.
Meryl Streep would be a better Batman. Meryl Streep would be a better Batman than
Okay, fair
Ben
enough.
Affleck.
Now, here's my only thing about Ben Affleck.
He's a terrible actor.
Yeah, I don't want him playing this part, but he's not a terrible actor.
He's a terrible actor.
No, he's not.
He's a terrible actor.
Okay, did you see The Town?
Of course not.
Did you see Argo?
Of course not.
Then how can you make a claim that he's a terrible actor?
Because I'm not going to see movies because he's a terrible actor.
He was great in those films.
He
about
directed those films. He
Dogma?
made himself look good. He wasn't great. He just had Michael Bay doing the
What was that,
lighting.
Allison?
What about Dogma?
Dogma? Well, that was very early in his career, and I looking
don't
back
care.
on it, he wasn't good in Dogma, but
He
I
was
like Dogma. Don't get me
Terrible
wrong.
in Dogma.
But I
He's
like
so
Dogma.
cute.
But
Dogma.
the point of Dogma was that everybody was terrible.
But it's a great film. I love watching Dogma. People think, and this is something I brought up with Kim a while back, people see Ben Affleck and they think Daredevil, Jersey Girl, Geely. He's not that guy anymore. He has made better films. And in fact, he is a fantastic director now. If you saw The Town or Argo, you'd know he's actually done a lot of good work.
I didn't hate Daredevil. I actually prefer the director's cut. The director's cut of Daredevil shows a lot more of Matt Murdock,
Okay.
and he's defending Coolio, and that's just fucking Coolio. So
Wait, like the real Coolio?
Yeah.
Or there?
No, yeah,
he's,
I
like,
know.
playing a
Okay,
character.
yeah.
Name
I've
is
seen
No,
I've seen that.
it's
I've seen the
Coolio
director's
playing
cut.
a
Yeah.
character.
Okay. I never saw it, so I don't know.
Coolio's
if
the
Yeah,
man.
Coolio
I've
was
seen that
actually in
director's
it.
cut.
The
And that was
director's cut-
good, yeah.
Yeah. I liked Daredevil. Everybody hated Daredevil. And they hated it because of Ben Affleck.
No, I hate it because of Jennifer Garner's part.
I actually thought Jennifer Garner was good in Daredevil
And awful in Elektra.
and awful in Elektra.
Agreed.
But even to defend Jennifer Garner, Elektra was terrible.
If I could make one bright point about Ben Affleck being cast as Batman, if this leads to anything good, it's one thing is that he may be helping with the screenplay for this. He may be helping direct. Because I don't trust Zack Snyder at all. Ever since seeing Sucker Punch, I don't trust him.
I like Sucker Punch.
Fuck Sucker Punch! Are you kidding me?
This is devolving into just arguments.
Yeah, it really is.
Mike and Paul about various things.
Yeah. And Alison's just texting her boy. Uh-huh.
I'm texting Jess.
Uh-huh.
Really?
Did you know that you could spell Jess Nate?
No.
That's a really weird spelling for that name. That must be the Norwegian spelling.
Yeah. Anyway, if there's any silver lining to this, any bright point, we could see Ben Affleck help. We could see him.
Affleck Duck could make a better Batman.
We could see him assisting in the direction of the Justice League, which I would like. Because, again, I think at this point he's a better director than an actor. I really do think that. Now, again, he's not a bad actor, but I think he's better at directing. Like with Argo. Argo was great, and it proved that he is a fantastic director. But you haven't seen Argo.
A bunch of morons like the same movie does not prove that it's a good movie. It proves that he knows how to appeal to the masses. Every
Twilight.
single one of your Facebook posts are about that.
What?
In fact, I think that I argued with you today while at work about your bitching about the masses.
Yeah, I agree. But didn't you just say last week that during the Oscars you loved all of the good writing and you brought up Argo as fantastic writing?
I said that people thought it was fantastic writing. I didn't actually see Argo.
But you said that because those were so good, you wanted to better yourself.
I did. Not necessarily Argo. Other ones. I'm not saying anything against Argo. I'm saying that I don't trust him as an actor.
I'm not saying that this is good. I don't want him in this part, but I'm saying they could have done worse. They could have done a lot worse.
We could have done a lot better.
They could have, but they could have done worse. That's all I'm saying. But moving on. Let's get to the trailer, shall we?
Which will take about 10 minutes.
Really?
Maybe.
Like, we're going to
At
fucking
that.
tear through the trailer. Thank
Now-
you so much for listening.
Well, they were awful. God, I was like, really?
You didn't like them?
I liked them.
I was like,
It was
oh my
kinda
God,
History
these
Channel.
all look like depressing movies. Why would I even want to see these?
All right, well, let's go through
That
one
was
by
like
one.
my whole thing.
So, the first one up on our list we have is American Hustle.
I want to show you something. This Rembrandt here. People come from all over the world to see this.
Yeah, he's good, yeah.
It's a fake.
What are we talking about? It's impossible.
People believe what they want to believe. Because the guy who made this was so good that it's real to everybody. And who's the master? The painter or the forger?
One of the things I want to do with these set of trailers is
This
that,
is where Christian Bale went.
He went back to the 70s.
apparently, with Bradley Cooper and got a really bad tan.
Oh, it is the 70s.
It is the 70s.
And Kim mentioned that he has a really bad Jewish fro.
No, I said Bradley Cooper looks very Jewish in this movie.
I love it because it's anti-Semitic.
No, it's not.
Oh,
I really enjoy heist movies.
as do I.
And so it looked like this was... I mean, it's called American Hustle, right?
Yeah.
It's obviously about hustlers.
To the hustle.
Hustle, baby.
Just want you to know.
I don't know the words.
No, something. No, stop.
Okay.
And we digress.
So I thought it was funny, though, that if you look at the lineup for this, it's Batman, Mystique, Hawkeye, somebody who's been considered to play the Flash.
Yes.
And there was one more person that I can't think of, and I'm just like...
Oh, and Lois Lane.
And Lois Lane. Actually, that was the other one. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, they just like grab these like comic book characters, like, here's a movie.
That's a pretty good point. I like that. Now, we're going to bring up something else a little bit later, but another trailer. But that's a very good point.
I think it looks... I didn't think it looked terrible. It's something that I may or may not look into.
It looked like there was a lot going on.
There is a
In this
lot
trailer, I'm
going
like,
on.
oh
Yeah.
God.
At the end of the trailer, I wasn't 100% sure what the trailer was about, really. I had to do a little bit of research on it.
Yeah, well, I will say this. Jennifer Lawrence, in several scenes, she looks like trash. I mean, she
Maybe
doesn't...
she's supposed to.
Yeah, she looks
Yeah.
like she's supposed to be a junkie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she looks
Like a
awful.
trashy
I'm like, well, okay, well, you know,
hooker
if she can pull that off, good for her. I've never seen her like that before.
She's a phenomenal actress. Like, there's a reason she won Best Actress. I mean, there have been a couple years where I've seen, like, Best Actress, and I've been like, that's because you showed your boobs. She's a great actress. And even though I've never seen The Hunger Games, and though at some point I'll try again to watch it, she really is a really good actress. And she's so talented. So talented. And really, honest God, I hated Bradley Cooper until I saw Silver Linings Playbook. I just got sick of seeing his face.
Really? You hated?
Yeah, I
Bradley
just got sick of seeing his face.
Interesting. But no, I'm looking forward to this. And I bring these up because there's 3 films on here that look like Oscar bait. Like, these are the films that are going to be there for performances and for screenwriting, for adapted or original, because these are the ones that are all about the performances in the films. Not necessarily the themes, just the performances in them. So you've got 5 or 6 actors in here who could be up for Best Actor or Best Supporting Actor or Actress.
You
know?
kidding me? I thought this movie looked like shit.
Really?
I was like, really? Another 70s movie? Because we got the horror movie coming out.
Lovelace?
One.
Yeah, we haven't
I was like-
screened that trailer yet.
Oh.
No,
Okay.
we'll
I
talk
was
about
like,
that soon.
Huh. No.
Do you know what Lovelace is, Paul? Lovelace is
It's about a porno star.
it's about the woman who starred in Deep Throat, the original Deep Throat, and
Played by Amanda Seyfried.
yeah.
Oh, I did see that.
You saw the trailer
I
for
did
that?
see that trailer. I want to
Okay.
see that.
We'll talk about that maybe next week. We'll bring up that trailer. But
It's funny. I think that I thought that actress in that movie was the girl who died, the girl who just died, who was in that '70s show, and I was like, I hate that actress. And I was like, no, wait, that's Amanda Seyfried.
that girl. I always forget her name.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Anyway, so moving on, we have another historical film, which is The Monument Men.
So you want to go into a war zone with some architects and artists and tell our boys what they can and cannot blow up.
That's right.
Aren't we a little old for that?
Yes. We go through basic and then we wait for orders.
Basic?
Little help.
Basic training. Oh boy.
I love George Clooney. first
As do
off.
I.
I love Matt Damon. I
Matt Damon.
love John Goodman. He is like my favorite SNL host. He's such a great actor.
There is not a film I've seen of him that I haven't liked.
Right? Well, I didn't like Evan Almighty, but I liked him in Evan Almighty.
Okay, fair enough, yeah.
Yeah.
There are several things we've seen him in recently that was good. He was in Argo, and we loved him in Argo.
I wanted to see Argo because of that.
And I loved him in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? He actually played the Cyclops,
Right.
which I was like, oh my god, that's so cool that they made that.
I never knew that, quick digress, I didn't know that Oh Brother, Where Art Thou was supposed to be the Odyssey.
Yeah.
Until I saw...
On TV where they told you all the factoids?
Right.
I watched that too, and I was like,
didn't get
oh
to see
my
the whole
god.
thing, but it was so cool. And it was like, this is based on the Odyssey. I was like, it is? And I'd never
And
seen
then when you
it
go back and
before.
think about it, the sirens, the Cyclops, and
Everything.
yeah,
They-
I was like, that is so cool that they
I
did
had
that.
never seen the movie. So then, like, it was like 3 or 4 years ago, they air it on one of those TV channels. And
It was
like,
probably
this is
AMC.
based on...
AMC shows it a lot.
on the
yeah.
They
Odyssey.
played it
And they did, like
a month or two ago.
Did they?
Yeah.
I need to fucking DVR that shit. But they, like, music video pop-up. The whole
Pop-up
movie.
video, yeah,
Pop-up
yeah.
video, the whole movie. And it's like, these are the sirens. This is the Cyclops. This is one of 2 blind characters in the movie that are blind guides.
Yeah.
I was like, holy crap. But anyway, so I thought this movie looked really good. I thought that the concept was really cool.
Yeah.
I got really sick at this point of seeing that you were giving us a bunch of historical crap to watch. But I'll probably see this. This looks really, really...
Yeah.
entertaining.
But
See,
I'm
I just
really
thought
looking
it
forward to
looked sad
this.
and depressing. I was like,
No, I
oh
thought this
god.
was really funny.
No, it looks comical. You seeing these old farts going through basic training just cracks me up. But then
but I figured that would be like the only comical parts in the whole movie would be what was in the trailer, and I was like, oh, the rest is just gonna be sad and depressing.
probably not.
I do
Done.
feel like it runs the risk of Men Who Stare at Goats.
Yes.
Ugh.
It could also go somewhat of a lighter and Glorious Bastards route, you know, where
I don't
it's...
think that it's going to at all.
You don't
yeah,
think so?
I agree.
No.
No, I don't think it's going that way at all. I vote sad and depressing.
Well, I'm still looking forward to it. I will see it.
I'm looking forward to seeing it. I'm not voting for Sad and Depressing, but it may end up being that way.
Okay. Well, next up on the list we have Diana.
Well, I'll see you next weekend. The one after. Well, if that's what the palace have decided.
It's still possible you might be queen one day.
I want to help people.
You're so good at giving love. The hard part is receiving love.
Paul said he didn't care about Princess Diana, so he won't be seeing this.
I appreciate royalty. I appreciate the history, all of her ideals, and that everybody loves her for the right reasons. I feel like at this point in time, it's both too late and too soon to be doing things like this. Too late in the fact of it's not necessarily relevant anymore.
Okay.
It's out of place.
Right. But it's too soon because her direct descendants are still alive and are going to have to see a movie portrayed about their mother that's going to be based on her life, not a biography. and that they're gonna have to not necessarily have to watch, but they're gonna have to exist in the same world as this movie about her.
Okay.
And I feel like that could be difficult.
True. Now, would you say the same thing about the King's Speech?
Was that about her?
No, that was about King George II, or was it the fourth? I forget. But that was Queen Elizabeth's father. She's still alive.
Yeah,
and
she's old as dirt there. She's not.
I think once you're that old, you're not.
Yeah,
doesn't
really.
matter.
It doesn't
Okay.
matter anymore. But they're still in their prime, like to a degree. Like that movie was, and not to say that Diana won't be, but that movie was astounding and got all kinds of great reviews and all these great things. And so she can stand by that movie.
Yeah.
And that was about, I think, I didn't see the movie. But it was about his political life, was it not?
No,
It wasn't about his personal life.
it was about both. It was
'Cause
more
this
about the
movie-
fact that he had to get over so many things to become king.
Right. This movie looks like it's delving so far into her personal life that it's almost too soon to do that. Like when your
Okay.
direct descendants are still so young.
Let's show you how your mother cheated on somebody and
Right.
was going all
Well,
this
no.
other
The
stuff.
father cheated on her.
So wait, who was the guy she
And
was?
really, like, let's rub that in your kid's face.
According
Like,
to the timeline that I
I know what
understand
you
it,
mean.
Prince Charles cheated on Diana. They then separated, and she started dating this new guy. This
Okay. What's his
Saeed.
doctor? Okay.
So at first glance, I was like, "Oh my God, it's Cal Penn," because I'm racist. And then I was like, "No, it's not. It's Mohinder Suresh. No, it's not. It's Saeed."
God, that's
Yeah.
why I was like, why have I seen this dude before?
It's Saeed.
Saeed.
Kim picked it up right away. I went through this big Eddie Izzard moment where I went through every person whose name I ever heard ever. It's Tom Cruise. No, it's Bob Dole. No, it's that guy I saw at the deli the other day. No, it's the dude who gave me my donuts. No, that was a woman. No, it's Saeed. Oh yeah. No, it's Jack. No, I was right the last time. I should have stopped while I was ahead.
Real nice. No, I see where you're coming from with that argument, Paul, and I'm not. I agree with you to a certain extent on it being too soon for that. To compare it to something else, the film World Trade Center, a film that came out entirely too soon.
That movie made me really uncomfortable. No. I saw the flight, whatever.
Oh, Flight 91, Flight 93, something like that.
Whatever.
Yeah.
That movie made me so uncomfortable. I watched that movie.
Yeah,
in
and
theaters.
that only
movie
came
made me
out
so uncomfortable.
a year and a half, 2 years after 9/11, and it was like, this is entirely too soon. What the hell are you making this film for?
And you know what? I'm one of the more thicker-skinned people that I know.
Yeah.
And there's an episode of Family Guy that legitimately offends me.
Which is?
There's an episode where they keep going back in time, Brian and Stewie.
Yeah.
And Brian goes back and stops 9/11. And he's like beating up terrorists on the plane, on the news. And I'm like, that's way too soon. Go back to Pearl Harbor. Like, do something like that. Go back to something else historic. This is too soon. I didn't lose anybody in 9/11. I didn't know anybody in 9/11. I was 11 when that happened. But I was so uncomfortable watching that like my friend who I was watching at his house, he was like, "What's wrong? What just happened?" My whole face turned white. Like, there are times where there are certain parts of history that are just too soon. And I'm all about pushing the envelope.
Yeah.
But there are things that need to be PC for a reason.
Okay.
A lot of people were lost in 9/11. We can't be making a joke of that so soon. Jokes can be made, not that one.
Yeah.
And if my mom was a princess, my mom was a bitch. I said that because I'm going to make her listen to this, and then she's going to listen to that point, and she's going to be like, fuck you.
By the way,
I wouldn't want
to
watch that personal part of my mom's life. And I know the hardships that my mom has gone through.
Now, if I can make a quick disclaimer for our audience, we are not comparing Diana to 9/11, okay? I don't want to do that because I don't want to have people go and say, "Are you really causing the loss of one, socialite to the tragedy of 9/11?" No, we're not doing that. We're talking about something too soon. Okay?
I'm talking
guide for
yes, exactly.
I'm talking about the loss of somebody in the media for media's sake, for
entertainment's sake. Yes.
And I'm not even thinking of it from a monetary standpoint. I just know that I would be uncomfortable, and I guess I can't speak from Henry and Charles' perspective. I would be uncomfortable with somebody delving into
Harry.
Is it Harry? Harry, you're right. I'm sorry, Harry.
Sorry.
No,
I
that's
don't
okay.
mean to interrupt you.
You're absolutely right. I'm just drunk.
I was like, wait.
I'm drunk off my ass. I'm trying to be very profound while very liquored up. I would be uncomfortable with somebody delving into a historical fiction version of my mother's life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, fair enough.
And my mom's life didn't mean shit except that I was here, and then I'm like, "What's up, bitches?"
Getting off of the historical films, I brought this one up because I want Kim and Alison's opinion on this. The fourth film on our list is Vampire Academy Blood Sisters.
I don't know about you, but my school can get a little insane. Most of us stay up all night, and all of us think that we'll live forever. If we survive graduation, that is.
Thanks.
What are friends for?
This looks gay.
Wait, it had a colon, Blood Sisters?
It did. It only said in the trailer Vampire Academy, but colon is Blood Sisters.
Oh.
I don't know what it is. I don't really care.
Allison looks like she's falling asleep on us.
Dude, I've been up since like 5 this morning. I've been at work at 7 for the past 2 days. I'm working longer hours. I already stacked firewood today after having a full walking day inspection. I'm very tired.
I guess from now on, for Allison, we'll have to record on the weekends.
Allison's complaining.
But she won't be
Yeah.
I'm not up on the weekends.
No, Nate's
okay.
up on the weekends.
What?
What?
Da, 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 da.
Wow, guys. Wow.
Yeah.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Anyway, now I bring this up because, along with another film that came out recently, The Mortal Instruments, I feel like a lot of films are now trying to hit that Twilight void. There's a void that's trying to be filled from the Twilight saga now being over.
Well,
and
Twilight and Harry Potter.
And Harry Potter, yes.
You've got
Yeah, but
two
Harry
big
Potter was
hitters.
good.
Well, yeah, that's why there was so much to it.
Yeah.
Now they're like, oh crap, we don't have anything for kids. We don't have anything for the
Yeah.
tweens.
Now,
Well, see, they
Shit.
don't, because even with the Lord of the Rings, look, Lord of the Rings is not a kid's story.
It's not.
No.
Like,
Right.
when my mom was in high school, they were reading it in their senior year as literature.
Yeah.
And it really is. Like, it's fantastic literature. But it's not for kids.
No, it's not.
No.
Now, there have been films that have already tried to fill the void, one of them being Percy Jackson. Percy Jackson has tried to fill that void, but it did it unsuccessfully.
No, but it's
But
finally
the
coming
second
back.
one is
Yeah.
coming out.
the second one, well, the second one's already come out.
Oh, sorry. It came
Yeah.
out.
It's out?
Yeah, it came out about a month ago, yeah.
I liked the first one.
I haven't seen it.
Never mind.
No, go ahead, Kim.
It doesn't compare anything to the books.
No.
Okay.
It just
saying.
I-
It
no,
skims the surface.
Okay, but I'm saying that's a series that's trying to fill that mystical tween void, okay? Now, you have Twilight gone, Harry Potter gone. You need to have something fill that vacuum. Mortal Instruments tried to do it, and apparently that film flopped. Now you have this one coming out, which
What
is
was
trying...
that other one? There was the other one. Beautiful Creatures.
Oh, yeah, well, is that a series?
Yes, I read
Okay,
it too.
that's good. That's another one, another perfect example. Beautiful Creatures. And that's trying to fill that void. I don't know if that film was successful or not. I don't know.
Why do they? Why? Just
Why-
because there's a void doesn't mean you have to fill it.
But
Because
it's-
they
can't
want
you get-
money.
Why can't you get another niche to make money off of? Why
Because-
does it have to be supernatural?
because they know that niche is very profitable.
Okay, but it's annoying and they're ruining it.
I know that, but it's not about annoying. It's about making money.
It's the
But
almighty
they're
dollar,
not.
Kim.
If they want to make money, find another niche. Find something else that's not about superhuman,
Natural.
supernatural.
Yeah. Now, if there's one
beings.
thing that's already kind of filled it up and picked up that audience, it's been Hunger Games. I think Hunger Games has picked up
Yes,
that audience.
and that's a different niche.
Yeah, it is.
That's action.
I agree.
Go with that.
Yeah.
Don't go with supernatural.
I agree. Now you're
I'm
only
very passionate about this.
now,
I need to say something.
Wow, she's actually getting aggressive here.
I have to say
she's
something.
hitting the chair.
no.
Kim said,
I like it.
why do we need to fill a void?
Oh, good.
And there was a sex joke, but she was way too far into her tangent. I need to fill every void I can. I'm done. I just had to comment on the sex joke.
Thank you for
That
that.
was there. It was delayed, I know, but I had to let her get out her very angry thought.
Now
Her
again.
rage.
So again,
Oh my god, Mike, I'm so proud. Your girlfriend just had nerd rage. Oh my god. I'm so proud of you.
I'm proud of her as well. Thank you.
You've been
Yeah,
assimilated
I'm
nicely.
totally taking up this couch ball.
I know you are.
That's okay.
You weigh like 30 pounds. You've taken up the entire couch.
So I just bring this up because, like you guys, like Kim, I'm sick of films trying to fill this void. This is done. No one wants to see the next Twilight. We're done.
I didn't want to see the first one.
No, we didn't.
No.
So why are you making films that are just like it? Go the
No.
fuck away.
This movie, whatever, Vampire Academy looks like really, really stupid.
It's
It
the
seems like
it's
they wrote-
CW. It really is.
It feels like they wrote like a high school movie and then just decided, oh wait, let's make them vampires.
Yeah.
And then we'll just totally draw in all these people.
Yeah.
I don't know what the mystical instruments is about. But
Mortal
Immortal.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Ridiculous. I don't care. I don't know what it was about.
The musical instruments.
Musical instruments. I don't know what choir class
It's
was
about band camp. Yeah.
I don't know what American Pie 7 was about. But Beautiful Creatures looked like it had potential.
Mm-hmm.
I
Like,
actually enjoyed it.
the-
It was a
the-
cute story.
The point of the story was like a family of mystics where you had to pick a side.
Actually,
And-
it was picked for you.
I don't care.
Only the guys got to pick their side.
Well,
How
and that makes
sexist.
us that
I
makes
know,
us
right?
better.
Well,
Get
that's
it right.
because this chick was
Get
like,
it right.
I'm
Nobody
gonna
gives a
say
shit
this.
about what the actual story is about because it didn't do well.
but I liked it.
Now, can I say something? I've heard that Jeremy Irons was actually quite good in that.
I don't
Was he
know
good
who
in
that
it?
is.
Was that the Southern boy?
She likes Southern boys.
That
No,
old
he
man.
was an
The
older
old-
guy.
He was in Aragon. He played Brom.
Oh, him.
Was he good in it?
He was kind of awkward. The whole movie was actually kind of awkward, and I think that's kind of like why I liked it, because like the main two characters were like so uncomfortable acting. It made it kind of more fun.
You know what movie could have been really good at the time if they had done it right?
What's that?
Would have been The Covenant.
Hold on, time out.
We're good. We're good.
Kim.
Kim's trying to run to the bathroom, sets her mic down very calmly, and then trips over the coin. What a dumb heifer. I'm the drunk one, and everybody else is falling over themselves. The Covenant had potential.
Didn't see that.
Nice.
It looked
neither.
like a spoof of Push or Jumper or any of those.
Except that it became before all of those.
Did it really?
Yes.
I didn't know that. Okay.
It was the prequel
It was the prequel to
that
all of
came
those.
before everything.
It wasn't a terrible movie, but it wasn't anything great. I went to see it because the Stabbing Westward song "Save Yourself" was in the trailer, and it really drew me to the movie. And then the trailer looked really awesome.
Speaking of songs and trailers, I hated the fact that the song "Beast" was in this trailer. I love that song. I forget the woman's name who sings it, Nicole something or Nico something. I forget what it is, but
No idea what you're talking
But the song that's in this was actually in the BioShock Infinite trailer. That's how I found it out. Okay, and this song is one of my. I love the message behind the song. And I don't like the fact that they used it in this trailer because I'm like, you fucking assholes. That has nothing to do with high school or vampires. Go fuck yourself.
Regardless, this movie looks gay, and not in the good way. Not in like the rainbow equality, we should all be able to get married kind of way. Like the you're a fudge packer, little twink boy at the wrong bar kind of way. So move on.
Okay, moving on. So the next one up on our list is Thanks for Sharing.
Wait, you're not an alcoholic, are you?
I'm not an alcoholic. You know if it keeps going well, you gotta tell her, right?
Is that a sobriety medallion?
I've been in recovery for 5 years.
For what?
Sex addiction.
Isn't that something that guys just say when they get caught cheating?
How could you be a sex addict? You don't even have sex. What are you doing?
It's a little bit more complicated than that.
Now, if you excuse me.
Oh, I got fired for filming up my boss's skirt. I'm out of control.
I have very particular feelings about this trailer or this film, but I'll let you guys go ahead and speak your minds about what you think of this trailer.
I watched all the trailers. I don't remember which one that was.
Yeah.
Thanks for Sharing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was the one with Mark Ruffalo, Gwyneth Paltrow? It's about sex addiction.
Oh,
yes,
right.
Yeah,
The
I do wanna see that
Nymphomaniac
one.
movie.
That did look really good. It did look like it had a really mature, and when I say mature, I don't mean like adult content, but mature as in a respectable message along that. And the fat comedian who looks like the new aged, what's his name?
Jonah Hill.
Yeah, he's the new age Jonah Hill. And this
Yeah.
guy actually has like talent. Like he's actually really funny. He's in it. And he looks really good. And Pink is in it.
Yeah, I was like, is that Pink?
Yeah, like
That's Pink.
This movie actually looks really cool in a really mature, like respectable kind of way.
Now, if I could just say one thing before we actually get into the trailer a bit, doesn't it look like this could be a fan fiction for Hulk and Pepper Potts?
No. Although I did joke with Steve. I was like, "Look, it's Hulk," and he's like, "Look, it's Pepper," and I was like, "Oh." And then I moved on.
Who's Pepper Potts?
What?
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Go home.
No.
Iron Man.
Iron Man. His girlfriend.
Here, breathe deeply into this pillow.
Hey, does this rag smell like ether to you? Now,
so, Allison, could you just breathe into this cloth real quick?
Nap time for Allison.
Dude, it's bedtime for Alison.
and so, here's my thoughts on this trailer.
Do you sleep with the snakes?
No.
All 4 of them?
No.
No?
Wow.
No.
There's 4 now.
That's what she said earlier.
Anyway.
It's a hydra.
Oh.
Wow.
If you cut one head off, more grow. What?
Whoa.
Hello.
So you can give him my number, right?
No.
Okay.
Trailer.
I don't know. I am not really associated that much with addiction. Okay. Now, Paul, you might be because apparently your mother went through something traumatic.
Both of my
with
parents.
Okay.
All of my parental figures have gone through addiction.
Okay.
Most of my family has suffered from alcohol addiction.
Okay. Now,
I'm not
when I
want.
view this,
Except tonight.
I don't consider. I know you can get addicted to anything. You really could. But when I see this, these people don't seem to be addicted to sex. They seem to be addicted to being assholes.
Well, no, because here's the thing with sex addiction is that I don't really have a lot of experience with sex addiction. I have a lot of experience with sex. I have a lot of experience with addiction, but not the two combined.
Okay.
Although at one point I did think for a moment, and I sat down with my mother actually and said, I think I might be a sex addict, because there were points where I would like have work at 3 and I'd be like, I wonder if I can get laid before 3 o'clock. And she's like, you might be, and a serious conversation, you might be addicted.
Okay.
Because in my family, addiction runs. So apparently I'm not addicted to sex, which is good. Because it's not, I'm not your average guy. I don't think about sex every 10 seconds. It's every 25.
Okay.
But in the movie, everybody seems to have the right traits for addiction. If you're without whatever it is that is your addiction, you get moody, to say the very least. You get not selfish, but self-involved. Things become about you and how you can either fix yourself or how you can get your next fix. And so I thought that, like I said, I don't really have a lot of experience with sex addiction specifically. But I thought that from what I know of other addictions, it seemed pretty accurate. And like I said, it looked like a very mature audience film where this was going to be a good message, not to necessarily compare it to the Silver Linings Playbook, but in the Silver Linings Playbook, there are a lot of adult messages that are handled in a very mature way.
Okay.
Where, she lost her husband and she fucked around. Where that was how she needed to deal, was just that tiny little compassion, that feel of someone against you just reminded her of one aspect of her relationship.
Okay.
So I kind of feel like this could hit on the right points.
Okay.
Without making a joke of it.
Okay. Now, my only thought on it is...
We know you're not a sex addict. You're barely not a virgin.
I know. But my only thought on it is, I see too many people in the media now, using sex addiction as an excuse just for being a fucking asshole. For the perfect example, Tiger Woods. Oh, he cheated on his wife. Oh, well, I'm addicted to sex. Fuck you, you're just an asshole.
No, yeah, he's just an asshole. Michael Jordan's just an asshole. And John Travolta, I'm sorry, wrong Scientologist, is just gay.
Yeah. And people are saying, oh, well, I'm addicted to
fuck
sex.
John Travolta.
But for some of these people, I don't think that they're addicted to sex. I think they're just assholes. That kid putting the camera up a woman's skirt, you're not addicted to sex. You're just a fucking pervert.
Well, that could be part of it.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily the act of sex. It's sex itself.
Okay, but
like I said, I don't really have a lot of knowledge around specifically sex addiction, so I can't really speak to the specific symptoms.
Okay.
I don't know. I've never done the mirror up the skirt thing because it really doesn't work for me. The guys I go for don't wear skirts. Although some of them wear kilts.
I was just going to say, let's a kilt.
Now, we only have a couple more to get through, so I'll make this quick. The next one on our list is Oldboy.
Your father's been missing for 20 years. If I could somehow bring him here, do you think you could forgive him?
I could try.
Kim and I have seen the original Oldboy. Have either of you seen the original Oldboy?
Unless you bought it for me for a gift. No. I don't watch foreign films.
Okay. Have either of you heard of Oldboy before this?
No.
Not in this manner, no.
Okay. Oldboy is a Korean film. This came out a few years ago. And it looks pretty much shot for shot like the original. And I enjoyed it.
Let the Right One In was.
Let the Right One In was a shot for
I
shot.
enjoyed that one.
I did like
both versions.
I like Let Me In better. Let the Right One In was good, but I felt like the attack sequences, like when the actual CGI sequences, I just felt were unnecessary.
Okay. I was like, they are changing something with this Oldboy, which I'm not going to give away for those of you who haven't seen the original, but this looks, I don't know. I mean, it's directed by Spike Lee, and this looks so far out the typical stuff that Spike Lee does. It's so strange. I mean, I don't know why he would want to pick up on this project, but I don't know. I'll see this, but I'm confused why he wanted to do this film. Now, Josh Brolin...
Like Saw.
What's that?
I said, to me, it kind of looks like Saw.
It has themes of Saw in it, yes. Now, Josh Brolin being cast as the lead actor, I think that's great casting. I think that's a great guy for that part.
He was one of the names on the list.
To be...
Batman.
I could see Josh Brolin as that part.
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
You said he was one of the names on the list. I don't know why, but I immediately thought of Schindler's List.
Oh, God.
Really? I thought of...
How awful of you!
Wow. I'm a terrible human being. Ladies,
Mike is now single. I can give you his number if you message me on Facebook. I thought of the list from Heroes. Are you on the list?
I sound very anti-Semitic.
No.
I made a Jewish comment earlier.
Yeah, you're
talking about Oscar Schindler.
You're a fucking Nazi. Like, should I have somebody else start my car before I leave? Like, what the fuck?
Oh my God.
You're a bitch. You actually came in after me. I'm gonna have somebody else start my car tonight.
But this also has Elizabeth Olsen, who was in what was that horror film?
I'm gonna need a little more.
I know. Well, she was in it. It was...
Is that Mary-Kate and Ashley's mom? I don't fucking know.
No. It was her going around the house pretty much by herself, and it's supposed to be all one shot. Do you recall that?
Oh, I didn't see it, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I didn't see it either, but I can't recall.
Called.
Anyway, well, she was in that. Apparently, she's a decent actress, but I have no idea.
I very rarely know what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah.
I usually
Scares
just start
me how
talking
much I know what he's talking
about. You've been dating him for like what, 2-3 weeks, something like that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Something like that.
But again, I'm looking forward to this. I don't know what direction this film's going to go, but I will see it. Hopefully, it'll be good.
I feel like that's our hope for every movie.
Well, no. I mean, well,
I've never looked at a movie and thought, I hope that sucks.
No. I've said that to some films. I'm like, I hope this fucking bombs. There's some films that are just like, fuck this film. I don't want to see it at all.
All right, you're a pessimistic person. I want to enjoy as much life as I can. If Twilight was good, I'd have been happy to watch it, but it wasn't, so I didn't. There are better things to do, like laundry or brush the dog.
So I think Alison is about to pass out any second, so we're going to finish this up with the last one, which we really know nothing about, which is Stranger.
He arrived knowing nothing of himself. Who is he? Soon he will know. Because what begins at the water shall end there, and what ends there shall once more begin. This is what happens. Men become lost. Men vanish. Men are erased and reborn.
Nothing has been...
It gave you no idea of what the movie was about, who was in it, or what the hell was going on.
Correct.
Is that just like a face?
Stranger.
Yeah. With the guy being washed up on shore. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
No one knows what this is. This is a J.J. Abrams film from Bad Robot Productions. Yeah.
I do remember this. I was so confused.
No one knows what this is, and I only bring this up because...
I want to punch J.J. Abrams in his taint.
Why?
I never know what the fuck he's talking about. But it's going to be like... Here's what the movie's going to be about. It's going to be this guy who washes up on shore, right? And there's a monster on the island that you never see, except for in like 4 shots. And the guy used to work for the Slush Show company, but he doesn't anymore because the boat he was on crashed on this random island that nobody can ever find because it's in the Bermuda Triangle, but it's secretly the epicenter of good and evil, and there's other people on the island, and there's this ship in the center of the fucking island, and it's going to bring every one of his fucking stories together. And then there's going to be a train crash, and he's going to be filming it on a Super 8 camera that nobody has any idea where he found. And then he's going to look up in the sky, and the Enterprise is going to be flying into space. And the guy's going to be like, fuck this, I quit.
I think you just pitched the greatest film of all time. Holy No. We need to get Paul to this drunken state more often because he'll just pitch the greatest fucking films. That was amazing.
For those of you who don't know, in most of J.J. Abrams' stories, Slusho is a background major point. It was introduced in Alias as this slushy
Is
company.
it behind the lens flares?
Usually. It was introduced in Alias, and then in the viral information, if you research far enough, it's the company that the guy in Cloverfield is going to Japan to vice president for. And then in the first Star Trek movie, they didn't bring back in the second, Uhura buys Kirk one. So it's like the J.J. Abrams thing.
Okay. Well, isn't the Dharma thing in all the films too?
Is it?
I know it was in Cloverfield.
Really?
Yeah. There's
Wait, the Dharma or just that symbol?
the symbol. And there's a part in Cloverfield.
There's like 29 Dharma symbols.
Well, yeah, that's true.
There's like 9 Dharma symbols depending on the
Like
well,
what
in
facility.
between
Yeah, that's the
one of the intro sequences to Cloverfield, when it's cutting in between like the government found footage thing, where it's talking about what it is, the Dharma
yeah,
symbol
that's
pops
right,
up for a
that's
quick.
right.
It pops up for a quick second,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
disappears. Yeah.
It would be interesting if they did that, if they linked Cloverfield and Lost, but they would have had to explain Lost differently.
Mm-hmm. They would have.
For that.
So we digress. Anyway,
Right.
So Stranger. There have been so many fan reactions to this about what it could be, and all of them have cracked me up, and they would all fit kind of interestingly into this. The first one was that, this is the Crow film. And I was like, that's interesting.
Actually, he wouldn't be bad to rewrite The Crow.
No, he wouldn't. And I was like, this isn't going to be The Crow, because I haven't heard about Bad Robot Productions picking up The Crow.
You know what's weird is that I had never seen The Crow until about 2 years ago, and I always wondered where Heath Ledger got his Joker from. And then I watched The Crow, and I was like, there it is.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that in there.
No,
yeah.
not even a little bit, dude. Watch The Crow. Watch the first one, the Brandon Lee Crow.
We just watched that.
We watched it about a month ago, yeah.
It's Heath Ledger's Joker to a T, and it's not saying anything against Heath Ledger's Joker. He brought this into a fantastic character, but it really is the Joker meets Batman, and they do a fantastic job of bringing that into The Dark Knight. Like I feel like
I gotcha.
I feel like Heath Ledger was told like, "Oh, you got the part," and he was like, "Oh, I just watched Brandon Lee's Crow. I got this."
Fair enough.
He did a good job. He was my favorite.
Oh yeah,
Joker.
that was an interesting take on that trailer. I was like, oh well, if it was the Crow, that would be cool.
Except it's like the Crow in Honolulu.
Yeah,
It's
there's
like the
something.
middle of fucking Detroit.
Some people said this could be something for Aquaman, and I was like, that is weird. It wouldn't be, but that would be cool.
It wouldn't be called The Stranger. It'd be called Aquaman.
Yeah, I know, but I know.
It'd be called The Real Thing, not Adrian Grenier's thing from Entourage.
I've heard other things. I've heard that somehow it could be a tie into Cloverfield, and I'm like, how would this be a tie into Cloverfield? That makes no fucking sense.
No, it could be a tie to Cloverfield if you watch the viral information. So there's, a week or 2 weeks between the very end footage of Cloverfield where something hits the planet, which is a satellite, hits the planet.
Oh yeah, you see something at the end of the film. You
right,
see something
on
come
Coney
down in the
Island.
ocean, and you hear a groan.
That
Yeah.
hits whatever it is that attacks New York. Now, there are rumors that there are 2 creatures, that one is the baby,
Yes.
and that one is the mother.
Correct.
And that there are, if you look at the faces, they do look different.
Yes.
And then the baby's the first one. The baby comes on New York, and he's scared and he's panicked, but he's trying to play. He's just kind of dicking around like a puppy.
Yeah.
So, and they compare it oftentimes to a puppy. And the mother comes in as the mother bear, trying to find, and then they're both being attacked without realizing that there's 2. The other reason people think that there are 2 is that in the time frame between the New York incident and the satellite waking it up,
Yeah.
it travels to Japan
And sinks
fucks up an oil
rig.
an
Yeah.
oil rig,
Mhm.
and comes back.
That's in all of the viral marketing.
Right.
Yeah.
There were people that survived the oil rig on that raft. So they could link it into Cloverfield.
But what would that have to do with a guy with his mouth sewn shut?
Oh, I forgot about that.
If it was just that, I would understand that, Paul, and that would be cool. But then you see that guy at the end carrying a lamp of some sort, and then with his mouth sewn shut, which is why people thought, oh, Crow, because there's something in the Crow where some guy has that, where he has his mouth sewn shut. And I was like, huh. And I was like, okay, well.
I only just watched that this morning, and obviously it stuck out so much because I completely forgot that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right.
Well, you know what? That mouth being sewn shut, I don't think that was in the original Crow. That was in one of those awful sequels. And
I have all of them on Netflix. Instant queued.
I want to think.
watched
I
the
want to
first
think it was the
one.
one with Kirsten Dunst, where someone's mouth gets sewn shut or something. But
I mean, there's like 4 or 5 of them I have instant queued, and I haven't watched anything but the first one, which I enjoyed. But
this is all speculative, but we don't know what this is. But because it's J.J. Abrams, it could tie into anything. It really could. It could tie into Alias. It could tie into Lost. It could tie into Cloverfield.
Or it might not tie into anything.
It might not tie into anything. Maybe its own solo product. We don't
chances
know.
are it won't tie into anything because everything he does has that 1 or 2 like similar sequence, but it has nothing to do with anything else. So it probably won't tie into anything else.
No.
And it won't be a superhero movie because if it was a superhero movie, it would have the title of a superhero movie.
Correct.
Now, I'm not saying it couldn't be a supernatural movie and it couldn't be a superhero movie on its own.
Yeah.
It's not going to be comic book based.
No. I'm interested in this. I want to know what this is. And what is it? What does it say at the end? Soon he will know.
I don't know.
Or soon he will.
I don't
And
remember.
something like that. And all the words disappear slowly. But
Oh, yeah, I do remember that.
yeah. If there's nothing else,
I have that creepy ass face in my head now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
If there's
not gonna
nothing
sleep.
else, I think Alison is going to pass out at any moment
I
here.
think she already did.
She already did a
And then
couple
she just
times.
startled herself away.
Yeah, she did.
I need to get home so I can eat.
So I want to apologize to Alison for dragging her out to
It's
do
just
this.
going to be a very long week.
No, I'm sorry. Well, next time we record, we'll either do it earlier or we'll do it at a time where you're not dead tired.
Or
Okay.
you stay the fuck home. No, I'm joking. We want you here. I'm
Aw.
sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm a mean drunk.
He's an angry
Can I see your pelvis?
No. My pelvis is protected.
But I want to thank Alison for showing up. I want to thank Paul for showing up. I want to thank Kim for showing up.
I still maintain that I've never damaged any
Yeah.
pelvises while drunk.
This is the longest we've gone. But, what can I say? We ranted for so long in the beginning. We got to try and cut that out from now on.
You had a lot of news prior.
We did. We did have a lot
But
of news
most
prior.
of that was ranting
There
about
was.
the news.
There was a lot of rant.
True.
about the news.
I would try to get to the news, but we just ranted.
And then we digressed.
And then we digressed. So, thank you guys again. We'll be back in maybe a week or two with a few more trailers. Until then, guys, have a good night and take care.
Thanks for viewing. Have a good one.
Adios, amigos.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
In Spanish.
Can't